días, buenas noches. Hola, bonitos, ¿cómo están? Hello. Konbanwa, minasan. Mine kite kurete arigatou. Hola. 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 Ali Kayo, Ali Lester. Ali Kevin, Ali Alani, Ali Sharon. Ali Martin, Ali Yusuf. Ali Rina. Ali Otaru. Ali Pingüino. ¿Cómo están? Buenos días, ¿qué tal? Ali Uciel. Ali Kyoma. Ali Leo. Wow, miren esa barra casi a la mitad. ¿Vieron? Estoy muy feliz. ¡Qué emoción! Gracias, Lisa. Hola, Blondman, ¿cómo estás? Thank you. Hola, Business. A ti, Shado, fue a ti. A ti te vi antes. Y al otro fue luego. Cuando están dos que tienen el mismo nombre, trato de uno de ellos al menos leerlo entero. Como que Leo y Leo Bloodman. También. Oye, no me dijiste que tus fans eran ositos, pero yo soy un pingüino. Tú también eres un osito. Puedes ser un pingüino por dentro. Pero aquí eres este. No admito discusión. Konnichiwa. Hola, Antralix, ¿cómo estás? Bienvenido. Me alegra mucho verte de nuevo. Otro día de Hana mordiscos, no. Muchas gracias por el super chat, Witness Boy. Chao. Buenas, Hanami, listo para esta experiencia. Pequeña aviso, tu música dentro está algo baja cuando apareces en escena, si no te han subido de volumen. Cierto, creo que fue porque el otro día para la SMR la bajé un poco para que no hubiera tanto contraste y se me olvidó subirla. Comen. Soy demasiado olvidadiza, debería apuntarme esas cosas para que no se me pasen. Muchas gracias por avisar, Koyo, y gracias por el super chat. Comen, chicos. ¡Hola, ¿cómo están? Son muy lindos cuando están entusiasmados de verme. Yo también ansío mucho verles a lo largo de todo el día. Como aquí es tarde, cuando es como que me paso todo el día esperando el directo con muchas ganas. Y me anima a seguir adelante. Es como que pienso, ay, pero ¿cuándo llega la hora de ver a mis sonitos? Y luego voy tipo, ay, ya queda un poco. Los quiero mucho. Vas a jugar una experiencia muy loca. Oh my god, no tengo ni idea de nada, chat. Ya lo dije ayer. Pero no tengo ni idea de nada, no he visto nada, no he jugado nada, no sé nada. Entonces estoy muy emocionada. Y por otra parte, tengo un poco de miedo. Estoy nerviosa. Porque no sé qué tiene, porque todos dicen eso. No me lo consigo imaginar. Así que... cool. Veremos cómo me sorprende. Chicos, porfis, recuerden no spoilers. Si alguien entra nuevo al chat o algo así, pues también recuérdenselo. No spoilers, que ahí está lo divertido. Aprovechemos que es un blind gameplay. ¿Qué pasará si es de terror? No, por favor, yo espero que no. Nunca lo pensé, yo creo que no. No, creo que no, ¿no? Voy a fijar el comentario de Luis Sormod. Y está precioso y perfecto. Gracias. Oye, muchas gracias a mis mods por su increíble trabajo. Los quiero mucho. Ahí está. Aviso fijado. Perfecto. Solo backseat cuando me lo pida. Sí, claro. Si les pido ayuda, obviamente los que quieran y sepan me pueden indicar. Exactamente. Pero eso siempre con todos los juegos. Al menos aquí lo hacemos así. Porque a veces sí me pierdo y les pido ayuda. Y esas cosas. Muchas gracias, Leo. Aunque no eres de enojarte mucho, por eso nunca. ¿Verdad? Soy un amor. No. Es broma. Me entusiasma verme jugar. A mí me entusiasma mucho estar jugando con ustedes por primera vez. Qué emoción, me encanta descubrir estas cosas. Oye, para buena. Disfruta tu evento. No sé qué trata el juego, soy inbaneable. Qué guay, tiene una barrera anti-baneo. Hola, Trio, ¿cómo estás? Bienvenido. ¿Qué tal? Ay, agüita. No quiero más, espera. Ay, qué emoción. Ok, ¿qué les parece? Si vamos a ir, chat. Déjenme sacar mi mando porque luego se me olvida. Se me olvida y no lo saco. Y todo mal. Ya estamos listos. ¿De qué va el juego? Que no lo sé. No sé nada. Voy a jugar en la Switch. Tengo la versión Ultra Deluxe. Por cierto, no sé si eso tiene algo. Supongo que tiene algo extra, porque si no, no sería la versión Ultra Deluxe. Pero pues como no sé nada, no sé qué significa. Ustedes sabrán, algunos. Ahí lo veremos. Quiero jugar con los pies. No. Ok. No. I'm ready. Are you ready, Cha? I'm ready. No, esperen, no estoy ready. Avisa en Twitter. Sí, ¿verdad? Ok, creo que está todo listo. Let's go. ¡Qué emoción! A ver. Al fin sabré de qué trata esa wea. ¿Qué? Ready. Yay, entonces, ¡ikuze! Ahí lo acabo de iniciar. Ok. Vieron, ni siquiera lo abrí, no hice nada. No hice absolutamente nada. ¿Se oye? ¿Todo bien? Ok. Choose a screen and subtitle language. Español. Spanish. That's better. Chat, se me perdieron. Aquí están. No andaluz. ¿Tú te crees? Tanta tecnología en andaluz. Español. Aniles, ¿cómo estás? Bienvenido. ¿Qué? Ahora empieza y es un shooter gacha. Oh my god. Weird. ¿Jugaste a Stanley Parable alguna vez? ¿Por qué me pregunta eso? No. La verdad es que no. Ok, no es una computadora, pero ok. Hasta aquí. ¿Y cómo se pusieron a poner esas cosas, chicos? Nunca sé si hacerle caso o hacerle menos caso. Porque eso es invisible. Pero todo esto lo veo como bastante apenas visible, ¿saben? Nunca sé qué poner en estas cosas. Tipo por aquí. Más o menos en la mitad, yo creo. Oye, Marco Antonio, bienvenido. Sí sé que es de brillo, pero no sé. Pues no sé, lo voy a dejar a la mitad, ¿ok? ¿Qué te importa? Uy, qué miedo. ¿Por qué le importa la hora? 9:20. Espérate. Justo 20. Justo 20. 9:20 PM. Confirmamos. Puedes acceder a configuración de accesibilidad. Ok, no necesitamos. Está muy bien. Qué miedo, ¿por qué me pide la hora? Estar jugando en la Switch me da tranquilidad de que no me va a doxear toda la PC. Porque me dio mucho miedo eso. Oh my god. Ok, hago más de configuración, está todo bien. Si oye gente. Ahí. No sé. Mostrar subtítulos, sí. Yes, I like it. Podemos poner más gordos. No, sí, también. ¿Qué es la retícula? Que eso no nos interesa. Yo creo que no importa nada, está todo bien. Volumen a tope. Ya se mueve, se pausa. Ok. Easy. Easy. Let's go. Let's go, le damos. Then it's never. Huh?
This is the story of a man named Stanley.
Oye, bien chat.
Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427.
Okay.
Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor at his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-eating, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy.
Okay.
And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Oh. Okay. Okay. Oh my god, pasé para leer un super chat que vi por aquí. ¿Recuerdas activar el voice chat? Eso hacía una voice chat, ¿no? Gracias por el super chat, Redux. Arigato. Café con chocolate. Ay, yo me he tomado uno para brindar. Me gustó mucho el planteamiento. Es como... Se ve muy interesante. Me gustaría tener un trabajo así sencillito, la verdad. Se ve tranquilo, se ve apacible. Me cae bien Stanley, me cae bien. Ok. Es muy primera persona, ni siquiera tengo cuerpo, what the fuck. Ok. ¿Qué hora es? Son las... 10. No, ¿son las 10 menos 5 o son las 11 menos 5? Está raro ese reloj. Ok. Ay, le di algo. Le di una tecla. Pero no hace nada. No creo que te sientas cómoda. La verdad, yo creo que sí. Solo quiero vivir con lo mínimo y ser feliz en mi tiempo libre. ¿Por qué suena como tecla si le doy aquí? ¿The fuck? Es que no te dejaría hacer otra cosa. Yo solo quiero vivir. Con tener una casita me conformo. Ok. Vamos a salir entonces a ver qué ocurre. Hola. ¿Hay alguien? No hay nadie.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Oh, puede ser. Hola. ¡Oh! Son las 12. Ay, el tiempo corre.
No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
¿Y? ¿Por qué en esa taza pone quién se ha tirado un pedo? Ese está encendido. Está haciendo algo. ¡Ah! ¡Ostras, tú, perdón! No. No way. Le jodí el proceso. ¡Ay, lo siento, bocha! No sabía que iba a pasar eso. Aquí tampoco. Ok. I like work, I just hate my boss. ¿Por qué? Las tazas son muy graciosas. Nada por aquí.
Stanley went around touching every little thing in the office,
Sí,
but
soy.
it didn't make a single difference, nor did it advance the story in any way.
Bueno, me deja. Si avanzaré la historia cuando yo pueda. Estoy investigando. Yes. Quiero tocar todo porque no sé qué va a pasar. Uno tiene que explorar. ¡Ah! Mira. Ese también estaba haciendo algo. Ese no se apaga. Así. Uy. Pito. Bueno, chicos, hay que ahorrar luz. Yo lo hago por el bien de la compañía. Pima Valentine pone la taza. ¡Qué lindo! Tiene novieta ese. Un periódico. How the what have fallen? No sé qué pone. Ahí hay otra sala. O vengo de ahí. No, yo de ahí no vengo. Ahí todavía no fui. Oye, chicos, me estoy perdiendo. Estas oficinas son muy grandes. Si dejan todos los ordenadores encendidos. ¿Y eso lo han tirado? ¿Nadie lo recoge o qué? Oiga. ¿Haré? Volví el tiempo atrás. Oye, los relojes están raros. ¡Esto está raro, chat! No puedo entrar. Se estaba jugando en solitario, míralo. ¿Por dónde vienen? Por aquí. Está todo cerrado. ¿Esas también? Oh my god. Oh my god. ¿Y esa escalera? Tiraron un cafelito. No. Ok. Sales in this quarter. Projections. Las ventas de la empresa.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
La de la izquierda, ¿por qué? ¿Y si no quiero?
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Pues sí. Sí. Vamos. Otro que se dejan abierto. Oh. Cada vez que veo un sitio donde hay luz, digo, wow. Me gusta mucho la luz.
Ah, yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in.
¿Me puedo beber?
Yes, really, really worth it being here in the room. A room so utterly captivating that even though all your co-workers have mysteriously vanished, here you sit looking at these chairs and some paintings.
Oye,
really worth it.
me está chimeando el narrador.
But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
You know what? I'm not gonna do that.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
¿Ah? Es que yo no sé quién eres. Dime quién eres y por qué me mandas. Tú no me mandas. Do not lie. If you're lying right now, stop. I'm not lying. I'm being pretty honest, actually. ¿Qué es este lugar? Oye, me cierro las puertas, me da miedo.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her.
Who the hell is her? What do you mean?
This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself. To put your work aside. To let her back into your life. She's been waiting.
¿Quién? Okay. ¿Quién es ella? ¿Huh? ¿Me puedo subir? Me puedo subir. ¡Ay, qué feo! ¡Ah! ¡Ah!
That's her, Stanley. You need to be the one to do this. To reach out to her. If you can truly place your faith in another, then pick up the phone.
Pues sí. Cógelo, vamos, huevo. Hello?
Oh, Stanley, is that you? Hold on, sweetie. Sorry to keep you waiting. I'm just pulling the bread out of the oven. All right. Okay, there we go. All right, now, I want you to come in and tell me all about your day.
¡Ay, qué susto!
Gotcha.
¡Ay, la madre!
Come on. Did you actually think you had a loving wife who'd want to commit their life to you? I'm trying to make a point here, Stanley. I'm trying to get you to see something. Come inside. Let me show you what's really going on here.
Vale, pero no me asustes otra vez con el robot ese.
This is a very sad story about the death of a man named Stanley.
¿Cómo? Buen día, empleado 47. Pulsa B.
Stanley is quite a boring fellow. He has a job that demands nothing of him, and every button that he pushes is a reminder of the inconsequential nature of his existence. Look at him there, pushing buttons, doing exactly what he's told to do. Now he's pushing a button. Now he's eating lunch. Now he's going home. Now he's coming back to work. One might even feel sorry for him, except that he's chosen this life. But in his mind, in his mind he can go on fantastic adventures. From behind his desk, Stanley dreamed of wild expeditions into the unknown, fantastic discoveries of new lands. It was wonderful, and each day that he returned to work was a reminder that none of it would ever happen to him.
Huh?
And so he began to fantasize about his own job. First, he imagined that one day while at work, he stepped up from his desk to realize that all of his co-workers, his boss, everyone in the building had suddenly vanished off the face of the earth. The thought excited him terribly. So he went further. He imagined that he came to two open doors and that he could go through either. At last, choice. It barely even mattered what lay behind each door. The mere thought that his decisions would mean something was almost too wonderful to behold.
Ay, pobre.
As he wandered through this fantasy world, he began to fill it with many possible paths and destinations. Down one path lay an enormous round room with monitors and mind controls.
The fuck?
Down another was a yellow line that weaved in many directions, and down another was a game with a baby.
¿Qué?
He called it the Stanley Parable.
What?
It was such a wonderful fantasy, and so in his head he relived it again, and then again, and again, over and over, wishing beyond hope that it would never end, that he might always feel this free. Surely there's an answer down some new path, mustn't there be? Perhaps if he played just one more time. But there is no answer. How could there possibly be?
The
In
fuck?
reality, all he's doing is pushing the same buttons he always has. Nothing has changed. The longer he spends here, the more invested he gets, the more he forgets which life is the real one.
Oh my god.
And I'm trying to tell him this, that in this world he can never be anything but an observer, that as long as he remains here, he's slowly killing himself. He won't listen to me. He won't stop. Here, watch this. Stanley, the next time the screen asks you to push a button, do not do it.
Pero tú me has dicho que no lo haga.
You see? Can he just not hear me? How can I tell him in a way that he'll understand that every second he remains here, he's electing to kill himself? How can I get him to see what I see? How can I make him look at himself?
¿Pero quién eres tú? ¿Quién soy yo? ¿Qué? ¿Quién es todo el mundo? ¿Qué está pasando? A huevo.
I suppose I can't. Not in the way I want him to. But I don't make the rules. I simply play to my intended purpose, the same as Stanley. We're not so different, I suppose. I'll try once more to convey all this to him. I'm compelled to. I must. Perhaps, well, maybe this time he'll see. Maybe this time. And I tried again, and Stanley pushed a button. And I tried again, and Stanley pushed a button. And I tried...
What? Huh? Oh my god. What is going on? Alicia, ¿quién? Bienvenido. Conseguiste un final bastante rápido. Eso es uno de los finales, chat. Oh my god. Soy la más rápida en pasarme este juego. Dios, además siento que es uno de los finales como... O sea, se veía muy final porque revelaba cosas, ¿no? Revelaba todo. Sí, muy speedrun, sí. Oye, Andrés. Ok, tienes que jugar de nuevo.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had
Voy a intentar apagar todos los PCs igualmente porque siento que eso es la única decisión que tengo en estos momentos. Que te apagues. Await an input. Input this. Input received. Oh my god. Eso es distinto. Le he puesto un input. Y no hace nada. Ups. Wow. Oh, wow. Anda mi niña rebelde. Obvio.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Ok. ¿Debería? Para que sea distinto de antes. A ver. Esto no hemos estado aquí. Ohayo.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Ok. Rip Franz. ¿Quién es Franz? ¿Por qué se ha muerto? Meeting room. Meeting is scheduled. Do not alter without consulting whiteboard manager. ¿Lo puedo alterar? Quiero borrarlo. Quiero ser todo lo rebelde que pueda hacer. Targets. Push for funding for R&D of new coffee machine. ¿Mm? ¡Ay! ¡Uy, qué susto! Me asusté con la carta. Ok. Ok, speedrun. Veamos. Rates of increase. ¡Ostras! Está todo bugueado. The boss appreciation minutes. On your boss appreciation minutes worksheet, circle the top 20 things you love most about your boss. ¿Y? What the fuck? I think that's a stupid idea. What are your dreams for the future? Okay. Speedrun. Let's go. Broom closet. ¡Oh! ¿Eso sí no puedo abrir?
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
Broom. Aquí está la broom.
There was nothing here. No choice to make, no path to follow. Just an empty broom closet. No reason to still be here.
¿Y si me quedo qué? No reason, dice.
It was baffling that Stanley was still just sitting in the broom closet. He wasn't even doing anything. At least if there was something to interact with, he'd be justified in some way. As it is, he's literally just standing there doing sweet FA.
Oh my god.
Are you really still in the broom closet? Standing around doing nothing?
Yeah, baby.
Please offer me some explanation here. I'm genuinely confused.
Because I like to piss you off. Bienvenido.
You do realize there's no choice or anything in here, right? If I'd said Stanley walked past the broom closet, at least you would have had a reason for exploring it to find out. But it didn't even occur to me because literally this closet is of absolutely no significance to the story whatsoever. I never would have thought to mention it.
Por eso es divertido, narrador, no lo entiendes.
Maybe to you this is somehow its own branching path. Maybe when you go to talk about this with your friends you'll say, "Oh, did you get the broom closet ending? The broom closet ending was my favorite." I hope your friends find this concerning.
Yeah. The broom closet ending is just
Stanley
fine.
was fat and ugly and really stupid.
Oh yeah?
He got the job because of a family connection. That's how stupid he is. That or with drug money. Also, Stanley is addicted to drugs and hookers.
That's not true.
Well, I've come to a very definite conclusion about what's going on right now. You're dead. You got to this broom closet, explored it a bit, and were just about to leave because there's nothing here, when a physical malady of some sort shut down your central nervous system and you collapsed in front of your screen. Well, in a situation like this, the responsible thing is to alert someone nearby so as to ensure that your body is taken care of before it begins to decompose.
Que no.
Hello? Anyone who happens to be nearby? The person at this computer...
No estoy muerta. Me muevo, mira.
Any number of your countless human physiological vulnerabilities. It's indicative of the long-term sustainability of your species. Please remove their corpse from the area and instruct another human to
No, no quiero que me quiten a mi PC con mis bonitos.
person video game mechanics and filling them in on the history of narrative tropes in video gaming, so that the irony and insightful commentary of this game is not lost on them. All right, when you've done that, just step out into the hallway.
I'm not dead, I swear. I'm moving my feet. Look at this. Look at this. I'm moving. I'm just in the closet, but I'm moving. I can touch things, you know? Papa. I just want to take the broom because there's a broom closet. Why wouldn't I can't take the room off? Ya no está haciendo nada. Debía salir. Aquí no me mueve ni Dios. No sé si va a decir más cosas. Okay, should we get off? I don't know. Eso es cierto, Leo. Ahora yo soy la Brun del clase. La cinta adhesiva está épica. Mira, mira. Mira. Qué preciosa llave inglesa. Seguro que mi papá quiere una así. Ay. ¿Qué es el duda? gracioso. Me preguntaba. ¿Será buena idea ir a hacer un pipi time? El otro es como el lolcito. Ah, ok. Ignorar esa pregunta. ¿Qué? Why? Eso es malo, Hanami. ¿Qué? ¿Qué? Me quedo en el closet sin pausar mientras hago un pipi time. Pipi adentro del armario. Puedo dejarlo aquí y silenciarme nomás. Por si pasa algo. Yo creo que ya no voy a decir nada más, pero bueno. Así lo comprobamos. Ahora vengo. También voy a ir a por unas papitas. Por si tienen cartas de las de comer algo. Porque... pues si no tengo nada aquí, por si canjean eso. Ahora vengo. Cuídame al Stanley, ¿ok? Si pasa algo me lo cuentan. Volví. ¿No pasó nada? Hanami, te lo perdiste. Uf, madre mía, chaval. Gracias por eso, chao, que voy yo. Gracias por eso, listo. A ver qué haces, Totaro. Mua, mua, mua. ¿Se imaginaba a Hanami, oficinista, diciéndole al jefe algo de pipi time? Porque yo sí, ya hasta puedo escuchar el tono. Oye. Gracias por eso, me chance, ¿vale? Sí, ya cansamos al narrador, ¿no? Sigamos.
Ah, second player. It's good to have you on board.
¿Qué no soy?
You can't do any worse than the person who came before you.
Oye. Ok, vamos.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Are you sure? ¡Oh! Eso da mucho miedo, no sé si quiero seguir. ¡Ay, niña, está bien! Oh. Qué miedo que da las luces rojas. ¿Por qué será?
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss. Admitting he had left his post during work hours, he might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk?
In this economy,
everyone had vanished. His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all? None of it made any logical sense. And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations. For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down?
Yo se lo dije al principio.
Automatically behind him wherever he went. And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating? No, Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real. And at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it. I'm dreaming, he yelled. This is all a dream. Oh, what a relief Stanley felt to have finally found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all. And he thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid. So, he imagined himself flying and began to gently float above the ground.
Estoy flotando.
He imagined himself soaring through space on a magical starfield, and it too appeared. It was so much fun, and Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up. How was he remaining so lucid? And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner. Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking? Now the voice was describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange. I'm dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought. And while he thought it all very odd, and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course, this was not a dream. How could it be? Was Stanley simply deceiving himself, believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself? Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been in his life. Now, hearing the voice speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley. After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just... He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control, that this was a dream. So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up. He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his back, the fresh air of a world outside this one. Let me wake up, he thought to himself. I'm through with this dream. I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please, it's all I want. I want my apartment, and my wife, and my job. All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been. My life is normal. I am normal. Everything will be fine. I am okay.
No.
Stanley began screaming. Please, someone wake me up.
Ay.
My name is Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real. I must be real. I must be. Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am I? And everything went black. This is the story of a woman named Mariella.
Mariella?
Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work.
Wait.
But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming
Stanley.
to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments, she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy. This much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like. And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind. I know what is real and what isn't. It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day. The very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran.
Wow. Oh my god. Ese final fue muy intenso. Wow. Dios. ¿Qué más puede pasar? No había tantas opciones.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
Wow.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Me gusta. Está apagado este. Por primera vez. Está increíble, chicos.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he
A ver,
entered the door
volvamos
on
aquí.
his left. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps
Yeah, I
he would
know
stop
it.
by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Claro que sí.
Wow. Yes, this room. What a beautiful room. What a gorgeous, gorgeous room. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Ok, esta vez vamos a hacer eso. ¿O no? Sí.
And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track.
Pero como no voy a apretar ese botón rojo, me está llamando. ¿Cómo voy a pasar ese botón rojo de largo? No, amigo, no. No, obviamente hay que pulsar esto. ¿He muerto?
But Stanley didn't want to go back to the
Ah,
office.
estaba
He wanted to
cargando.
wander about and get even further off track. So now in order to get back, he needed to go, from here it's, left.
You sure?
it's to the right, my mistake.
Mira que te preguntó si estaba seguro, ¿eh? Pues nada, me trolea.
No,
Ay.
no, not the right. Why would I have ever said it was to the right?
Se está vengando de
Was
mí,
I
¿verdad?
thinking? It's clearly... Oh dear, would you hold on for a minute, please?
Se está vengando de mí este weón.
Let's see, we went down, right, left, down, left, right. Yep, okay, yes. I've got it now. This story is absolutely, definitely this way.
Okay, that was scary. But I can forgive you. Está muy creepy ese lugar. Hay uno que han...
No. This isn't right at all. You're not supposed to be here yet. This is all a spoiler. Quick,
A
Stanley.
spoiler? Okay.
Okay. We just have to get back to, oh, who am I kidding? It's all rubbish now. The whole story completely unusable. Rather than waste my time trying to salvage this nonsense, we'll just restart the game from the beginning. And this time, suppose we don't wander so far off track, Okay, from the top.
Okay. Wow.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
Chicos, hay que banear al narrador. No he spoileado.
Simply missed a memo.
Van. Ahí no se apaga. Ese fue el primer final que tuve cuando jugué. En ese momento me había quedado como what the fuck. Es muy bueno para tenerlo al principio. Ay, al fin se apagó. Te quedas un what the fuck. O sea, yo... los finales que he tenido... Es que el primero me ha revelado todo, ¿no? O sea, el primero ha sido muy explícito de qué es lo que está pasando realmente. Siento que... Eso, o sea, el primero literalmente decía... Que Stanley... Quería... Como... O sea, que está muerto. Y también que quería tener la ilusión de poder elegir y tal. Y que el narrador estaba como programado para hacer esto. Entonces... También hace muchas alusiones a que hay una persona como el jugador que realmente no es Stanley. O sea, como que el juego sabe que es un juego. El narrador de verdad es narrador del juego. ¿Saben? No sé. Está en mi cabeza abstracto. Está apagado este. A ver. Esto no era así.
No, I restarted. I swear I definitely restarted the game.
No, you didn't. Stupid bot.
Oh, did something change? Stanley, did you change anything when we were back in that room with all the monitors? Did you move the story somewhere or... Hold on. Why am I asking you? I'm the one who wrote the story. It was right here just a minute ago. I know for sure that it's here somewhere. Okay then, it's an adventure. Come, Stanley, let's find the story.
Wow. Inner guilt. Everyone knows what you did. There's just holding back to let you torture yourself. What? What is...
I'll say it. This is the worst adventure I've ever been on. I can promise you there definitely was a story here before. Do we need to restart the game again?
No.
Well, I find it unlikely that we'll ever progress by starting over and over again, but it's got to be better than this. Okay, let's give it a shot. Why not?
No. No me deja buscar por el laberinto.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. Okay, yep, it's worse. I might be remembering this wrong.
Pero
It's
weón.
possible the story is back where we just came from.
Huh?
Why don't we go back the other direction and see if we missed anything?
What? Wait, what? What? Axis. Okay, maybe I missed that earlier. I don't know.
Aha! I knew we'd missed something. The story. Here it comes.
Huh?
No, wait, never mind. Not the story. Okay, let's head back the other way and retrace our steps.
What the fuck is going on, Chad? Oh, that's creepy. I don't like that.
Now this... Well, I'll be honest, I don't recognize this place at all. Is this the story? I don't think so. I can't quite recall, but I believe my story took place in an office building. Is that correct? Do you remember, Stanley?
Yeah,
You know
yo.
what? Since I've completely forgotten what we were supposed to be doing...
Pero está roto este bot.
You win! Congratulations!
Let's
Put
go!
in a lot of hard work. and
Yeah,
it really paid
baby.
off, so, good job. Oh no.
No, no tiene ningún tipo de
I don't feel
sentido.
right about this at all. We both know you didn't put in any actual work for that. win.
Sí que me esforcé en hacer lo contrario que tú
And this
decías.
is not one of those situations. Okay? I'm getting weirded out by whatever this place is. I don't care what might happen this time. I have to restart.
Oye, pero qué... What is going on? ¡Wow! Ahora nos marca la historia para que no me desvíe.
All right, I've got a solution.
Es
This time, to
estúpido.
make sure we don't get lost, I've employed the help of the Stanley Parable adventure line.
Okay.
Just follow the line. How simple is that?
I'm gonna keep shutting down the PCs. Just so you know. Cause I wanna. Pero esta no estaba abierta. Bueno, sigámosla. Al fin puedo jugar en solitario. O sea, este es el Ultra Deluxe version. Es todo lo que sé. ¿Qué hago jugar? O apagar el PC, una de dos. ¿No me deja? ¡Apágate! Ya ni siquiera lo puedo tocar, ok. ¿Mm? Chad, what is happening here? Oh,
You see? The line knows where the story is.
What?
It's over in this direction. Onward, Stanley, to destiny. Though, here's a thought. Wouldn't wherever we end up be our destination, even if there's no story there? Or to put it another way, is the story of no destination still a story? Simply by the act of moving forward, are we implying a journey such that a destination is inevitably conjured into being via the very manifestation of the nature of life itself? Okay, Stanley, I need to follow this train of thought for a minute. Just stick with me.
okay.
Now, we can both agree that the nature of existence is in fact a byproduct of one's subjective experience of that
Yeah.
existence, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, if my experience of your existence rests inside of your subjective experience of this office, Is this office, in fact, the skeleton of my own relative experiential mental subjective construct? Whoa.
Well, yeah.
Hang on. That got a bit weird back there. Well, I'd like to apologize. Not sure where I was going with all that. You know what? I think what we need right now is a bit of music to lighten the mood.
No me dejan bajar. No puedo ir por la pared. No me dejan subir más. What? What is that? Por aquí saltando. This is so funny. What? What is happening? Woo! ¡Ay, qué miedo! I'm repulsed. What's these lectures?
Cut the music. Go back and look at that fern.
No. Ha 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 ha. I don't wanna. Ha 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 ha.
Wait, what? We're back at the office? No. Line, you do know we're looking for the Stanley Parable, right? The story?
Right.
Is any of this ringing a bell?
Yeah. What is going on?
Oh,
Sí.
no, not again, Line. How could you have done this to us? And after we trusted you.
El 104 lo han despedido.
Oh, I can't take this anymore. To hell with it. Restart.
¡Eh! ¡No! Es por no mirar el lecho.
You know what, Stanley? I say forget the adventure line. What's it ever done for us? We're intelligent people, right? Why can't we make up our own story?
Okay, yeah.
Exciting, daring, mysterious. Oh, this all sounds perfectly doable. Why don't we simply start wandering in, well, I don't know. How about this direction?
Chat, creo que corrompí al bot. Le desobedecí tantas veces que ahora él mismo quiere desobedecer su propia programación.
Now, yes, this is exciting. Just me and Stanley forging a new path, a new story. Well, it could be anything. What do you want our story to be? Go wild. Use your imagination. Whatever it might be,
Pero esto
Stanley,
solo es un cuadrado.
I'm ready for it.
A la madre.
No, not you again. Stanley, I'd also like to veto the line from having any role in our awesome new story. No lines.
Los papeles se intercambiaron, ¿es verdad?
Don't acknowledge it. We should be fine.
Ya somos amigos, el narrador y yo. Obviamente. Es mi bro. Por ahí no puedo ir. ¿Qué es este sitio?
Ah, a choice. We get to make a decision. From here, the story is in our control. How important we mustn't squander the opportunity. In fact, I believe I need a minute to think here. Just walk in circles for a minute. Okay, so I know that each door has to lead somewhere, which means that somewhere, the place where we're trying to go, there must be a reverse door that leads here. And that in turn means that our destination corresponds with the counter-inverted reverse door's origin. So starting from the right, let us ask, will taking the right door lead us to where we're going? And since the answer is
Hacerlo todo al revés es muy
then by all
divertido.
accounts, the door on the right is the correct one. Another victory for logic. Come, Stanley, our destiny awaits.
¿Qué es eso? ¡Ah! El final de la confusión. ¡Ah! ¿Qué es eso? ¡Wow! ¿Qué? Wait.
Oh, what's this?
Oh.
The confusion ending. You're telling
Despierte de la
that's what
sala
this is? It's
del
all one
mantenimiento.
giant ending?
Llega a la sala de
And we're
los
supposed to restart
monitores.
the game eight times?
Oh.
That's really how all this goes? It's all determined?
¿Dónde
So
estamos?
now, according to the schedule, I restart again. Then what? Am I just supposed to forget? Well, what if I don't want to forget? My
Vamos
mind
ahí.
goes blank simply because it's written here on this thing.
Se olvida.
Wall. Well, who consulted me? Why don't I get to decide? Why don't I get a say in all of this? Is it really? No, it can't be. I don't want it to be. I don't want the game to keep restarting. I don't want to forget what's going on. I don't want to be trapped like this. I won't restart the game. I won't do it. I won't do it. I won't do it. And the timer stopped.
You have to do
Does that
it.
mean, did we do it? Did we break the cycle? The, whatever it is that made this schedule? How would we even know? Will someone come for us? Will something happen?
What?
So, okay. I guess now we just wait. You know, I suppose in some way that this is a kind of story, wouldn't you agree? I'm not quite sure if we're in the destination or the journey, though they're always saying that life is about the journey and not the destination. So I hope that's where we are right now. We'll find out, won't we? Eventually. Well, in the meantime, if you...
No. ¿Cómo?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
No toqué nada.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well.
Yeah, I know it.
Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire
Oh,
it.
I wanna...
The lounge was sublime, a work of art. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left. And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track.
Oh my god. Rompiste el juego. Está raro.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Ay, Dios. What? Executive bathroom. Oh. Because the boss knows that what the boss says goes. If the boss suffered loses, then that's what the boss chooses. Yeah. That's true. Baby time! Y ahora nos lavamos las manitas. Okay. Wow. ¡Qué lujo! Oh, un panda. ¿Por qué le apuntan? Pobrecito. Pero si es a la oficina. Entonces voy por ahí. ¿Qué es este sitio? Aww. Business as strategy. Poor thing. What? What? Un ascensor. Vamos para arriba. Y están comiendo papitas. Me pillaron. Tan ricas. Tan, 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 tan. Tan, 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 tan. Tarda mucho. El narrador está cantando. ¿Pero cuántos pisos hay? Chat, me estoy impacientando. He dicho que arriba. Ah, pero si estamos en el mismo sitio. Uy, no me he visto ese cuadro. I am the most expensive boss. Oh my god. ¿Y si vamos para abajo? Chicken. No hace nada. Ok. Vamos a ver al boss entonces.
Stepping into his manager's office,
Wow.
Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him, and so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this.
Le ponemos. Ay, ay.
Stanley just sat around twiddling his thumbs. Trying to input anything on the device was useless, since he could never possibly know that the combination was 2845. Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
What? Esta se supone que es la historia de la línea. ¡Qué miedo! Wow.
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long.
What?
Stanley walked
Mind
straight ahead
control.
to the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Escape. Cool.
Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death.
¡Ostras! ¿Seguro?
The door behind him was not shut. Stanley still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track.
But Stanley chose violence.
At this point, Stanley was making a conscious, concerted effort to walk forward and willingly confront his death.
Lo que sea menos mind control. You will never control me. Let's go! Ah! ¡Uy! ¡Qué vértigo! ¡Uy! ¡Oh! ¡Oh!
As the machine whirred into
Creepy.
motion and Stanley was inched closer and closer to his demise, he reflected that his life had been of no consequence whatsoever. Stanley can't see the bigger picture. He doesn't know the real story, trapped forever in his narrow vision of what this world is. Perhaps his death was of no great loss, like plucking the eyeballs from a blind man. And so he resigned and willingly accepted this violent end to his brief and shallow life. Farewell, Stanley.
Lo siento. ¡Ay!
"Farewell, Stanley," cried the narrator, as Stanley was led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral
¿Quién
instant,
es?
Stanley was obliterated, as the machine crushed every bone in his body, killing him instantly.
What?
And yet it would be just a few minutes before Stanley would restart the game, back in his office, as alive as ever. What exactly did the narrator think he was going to accomplish?
What? Es una IA malvada. ¿Dónde está mi amigo? ¡Ah! Los
When every
créditos.
path you can walk has been created for you long in advance, death becomes meaningless, making life the same. Do you see now? Do you see that Stanley was already dead from the moment he hit start?
Oh my god. Computadora de Stanley. oficina. Ese plano muestra la oficina del comienzo del juego. El camino desde la oficina de Stanley hasta las 2 puertas fue la primera parte del juego que se construyó. A lo largo del desarrollo se agregaron y se modificaron distintas secciones, pero el diagrama fundamental es casi idéntico a la primera versión. Qué interesante. El ritmo de la sección inicial era crucial para el juego. El pasillo se movió y se modificó para que los jugadores llegaran a las 2 puertas en un buen tiempo. Ah, cool. El escenario de las 2 puertas abiertas fue la primera pieza concreta del diseño de Stanley Parable. Una vez que se creó esta habitación, el resto del juego surgió como una extensión, una exploración de la contradicción que se planteaba aquí. Wow. La oficina. Sonidos de botones. Ok. Mira los créditos. Lo hemos encontrado. Y 2 puertas. Ah. Wow. El reloj. Oficina del jefe. ¿Eh? Hay 3 oficinas del jefe. Nos tocó la lujosa. ¿Cuándo el museo sobre Hanabi Mako? ¡Qué lindo, Witness! Gracias.
How is it possible for the player to do anything in this room? Perfect example of poor level design. Textbook mistake. It's the kind of thing you'd pick up on intuitively if you had even the most fundamental understanding of good and
Tomas de
bad
narración
games.
descartadas.
But of course, you being you, you'll probably spend the next hour trying to solve it. Here,
Oh.
I'm just going to make this easy on you. When Stanley came to the lift, he traveled upward to the power source at the top of the facility to end this injustice forever. Then he pushed the number 4.
¡Qué cool! Final de la libertad. Esa fue la primera versión del final de la libertad. En la versión alfa del juego. ¡Hay un final de la libertad y no lo he sacado! Me ofende eso. Wow. Eso tampoco lo he hecho. Final de la cuenta regresiva. What? That's so cool. What? Me estoy spoileando. Final Zen. Ese es otro final. Intento no spoilearme mucho. No estoy leyendo realmente mucho. El cronómetro de la... ¿Qué? Hay muchas cosas aquí. Ok, no voy a ver nada de los finales porque es puro spoiler. Regresemos. Oh.
Oh,
Te ríes.
look at these two. How they wish to destroy one another. How they wish to control one another. How they both wish to be free.
Oh.
Can you see? Can you see how much they need one another? No, perhaps not. Sometimes these things cannot be seen. But listen to me. You can still save those two. You can stop
Okay.
the program before they both fail. Turn off your Nintendo Switch.
¿Cómo?
There's no other way to beat this
¿Qué?
game. As long as you move forward, you'll be walking
What?
someone else's
But
path.
I don't want to turn off the Switch. What the fuck?
Only true choice. Whatever you do, choose it.
Bien. Chicos, me puse nerviosa. ¿Qué? Do I really have to turn off the Switch? Do I really have to? Should I?
Don't let time choose for you. Don't.
Sorry. What? Okay, let's go.
I can't wait to tell this story to my co-workers, Stanley thought. How amusing they'll find it. Oh, won't we all just laugh and laugh at the time I thought everyone had gone missing.
It's nuevo.
No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
What han añadido un... What can I do? Oh my god.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Ok, vamos a hacerle caso. Pero si le hago caso vuelvo al jefe,
Yet there
¿no?
was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Ok.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. What
¿Hace
could it
algo
mean?
esto?
Stanley wondered aloud to nobody. He began wildly tearing through papers on the boss's desk, pulling books off the shelf, looking behind paintings, desperate for clues to his situation. But his attention was caught by a keypad behind the boss's desk. What could
Yeah.
its purpose be? In fact, this keypad
2854.
guarded a terrible secret that lay buried below his feet. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret pin number.
Uy, casi.
28845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this.
Entonces no hace nada si pongo cosas random.
Stanley just sat around twiddling his thumbs. Trying to input anything on the device was useless, since he could never... Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
O sea, supongo que si hacemos caso de todo... ¿Se llega al mind control? Quiero ver qué hay ahí.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility. The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
Yeah, I do.
Now the
Ooh.
monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
Why? ¿Cuál éramos? El 427, creo. Where is he? Oh, there I am. Ahí está, nuestro escritorio. ¿Huh?
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly? No. He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never! It was unthinkable. Wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world?
Oh my god.
But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
Ok. Me hace mucha risa porque realmente si le haces caso siempre a lo que te dicen, llegas a una historia en la que intentas destruir el hecho de que te controlen. O sea, si asumes que te tienen que controlar, el final es que dices, sí, he destruido el control mental, pero no lo has destruido porque lo has hecho. Es muy paradójico. Presioné el 5, no sé por qué. Mind controls idle awaiting input.
And when at last he found the source of the room's power, he knew it was his duty, his obligation, to put an end to this horrible place and to everything it stood for.
Wow.
Blackness, and a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over?
No, it wasn't.
Yes. He had won. He had defeated the machine, unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him. For it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door.
Qué precioso se ve.
Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way right now, that things were meant to happen.
Claro, porque te he hecho caso en todo.
Stanley was happy.
Okay, but... Pero no es bueno. No puede ser el final bueno. El hecho de que obedezca. ¿Sabes? No es cierto, es mentira.
Even now, Stanley's office was a distant memory. What did it look like? There was a computer, perhaps, and a painting. Was it a painting or a photo? He could no longer recall.
Es la falsa idea de libertad. New content. Amén.
Oh, new content? What does that mean, new content?
No sé. Pero es nuevo. Ay, que me van a matar otra vez.
Hello, and thank you for playing the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. As you may know, the Stanley Parable was a video game released in 2013 on home computers. After receiving critical and commercial success, it was expanded upon in 2022 with the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, a reimagining of the game for consoles and home computers.
Cool.
The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe features exciting new content that broadens and expands the world of the Stanley Parable, delighting audiences the world over. Please, step inside and see what thrilling new adventures await in the
Entonces este es el DLC.
Ultra Deluxe.
Oh, well, this sounds delightful. I'm very excited to see the thrilling new Ultra Deluxe content.
Ok. Pero queda mucho que hacer en el juego base.
Okay, so far it's an elevator. Nothing special yet, but I'm sure it's just the beginning of a mesmerizing...
Hola, Witan, ¿cómo estás? Tuve que beber agüita.
Is it broken? What's going on here? Should we be moving somewhere? Oh, there we go. All right. At long
Okay.
last, it's on to the new content. I've never been more ready. Let's do it.
Let's do it. Se está divirtiendo, sí, muchísimo.
I have to say, initial impressions of Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, mostly tedious. It's as if them... Oh, okay.
Sí,
Let's see
¿verdad,
the
narrador?
content. Give me the content, Stanley.
Give me the content. Ooh. What is this?
All right, let's see, it's the jump circle?
What? This is a new content. Okay. Okay. Ya no puedo saltar. What?
Is that it? Surely that's not all.
Me encanta el narrador, es que me cae muy
Something
bien.
else, right? Goodness, another elevator. Stanley, I have to say, initial impressions of this game are not positive. It's just elevators and jumping. Is this what passes for exciting new content? If this is new content, then I could just read you the whole dictionary. There's 20 hours of new content right there. Hell, I could count to 30 trillion. You could put that on the box. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, now with over 1,000 hours of new content. And oh, wait. There's more. Yes. I knew there had to be something else. Let's see it. I'm ready for whatever it is.
Thank you for enjoying the new content.
That's it? Oh, you've got to be kidding me. You see, Stanley? This is what happens when greedy video game developers with no respect for their fan base rush a cheap expansion to market for no reason other than to make an easy dollar. And don't get me started on the level of craftsmanship that's gone into it. In fact, I'm looking right now at the game's achievements, and it's hard to believe one of them actually says, "Test achievement, please ignore." What quality assurance department signed off on this?
Sabía que no debí haber saltado.
I built up too much anticipation around the new content, I'm afraid. It could never have lived up to such expectations. If you're still with me, why don't we just reset the game, and we'll try to get back to what the Stanley Parable is really about. No frills, no gimmicks. Just you and me having a great time together like always. What do you say, friend?
Yeah. You know, guys, he's my friend. I told you, he loves me, and I love him, and oh my god, where are we? This is not the game. What? Huh? Narrador, ¿dónde estás? Necesito que me digas que este no es el juego. Lee mis pensamientos. Ese era el juego. Ahora solo es un cuadro. Wow.
Psst. Stanley, come over here. In the vent. I want to show you something.
¿Seguro? Espera, quiero mirar por ahí primero. Ah, este es el juego. Ok. Entonces sí, vengo aquí. ¿Qué hay aquí? A ver. ¿Por qué hay una taza ahí? Ok. ¡Ah!
Okay, you remember how cheap and unsatisfying the new Ultra Deluxe content turned out to be? Well, it got me thinking about the past, and how much better the Stanley Parable used to be. So I made something special, and tucked it away here where the game's developers won't find it. Just our little secret. Take a look.
A ver. What? Oh, wow. ¡Qué bonito! Me encanta.
I call it the memory zone. It's where I've been storing
la
all my
nostalgia.
favorite memories so I can relive the peak experiences of my life whenever I want. Experiences like the launch of the Stanley Parable on PC.
Para los nostálgicos. The Memory Zone. Qué lindo. ¿Por qué no puedo vivir en un sitio así? Es hermosísimo.
You see, Stanley, doesn't the memory zone remind you of how wonderful Stanley Parable was before it was sullied with a cheap Nintendo Switch port? Remember back in October of 2014 when the game originally launched? Back then, video games had integrity. Back then, it all meant something. Oh, the waste.
Oh, los premios. Jajaja. 2013. What a year, huh? ¿Qué estaban haciendo ustedes en 2013, chat? Fue un buen año. Good times. I smile because it happened. Wow. Demonstration. La demo. Unachievable. It is impossible to get this achievement. What? What would it say? Don't play for 5 years. ¿Cómo? Eso es un logro. No jugar por 5 años. ¿Cuántas nominaciones? New video game releasing today. Los fontaneros times what? Tuve mi primera novia en 2013. What a year. Estaba luchando con la pobreza. No gané. No. Oh no, Cuyo. Para algunos fue muy mal año. Vaya. Ay, quiero vivir aquí. Miren qué bonito.
And over here is where I keep reviews of the Stanley Parable. Like this stunning triumph of games journalism, James Stephanie Sterling writes, and I quote, "Where so many games that aspire to be more than games end up less than any form of art, Stanley Parable strives and then succeeds to be every game ever created." Did you hear that, Stanley?
Wow.
Every game ever created. That's how grand and all-encompassing the original Stanley Parable was. It was literally every game ever created. It was Skyrim, it was Persona 3, it was all of them. And now, it's nothing. It's no games at all. It isn't even the Stanley Parable anymore. It's just a husk now. A lifeless husk with an hour of new elevator content.
Wow. The tasteful nostalgic, it was good. Memories of Mantinians. Person of the year. Míralo. The original remake. What? The end is never.
Here's another moving passage. The Stanley Parable is both a richly stimulating commentary on the nature of choice in games, and one that offers some of the most enjoyable, surprising, and rewarding choices I've ever been confronted with in a game. 9 out of 10. Don't you get it, Stanley? The game was perfect. It didn't need anything else. It didn't need new content. All they had to do was transport it in pristine condition along to the Nintendo Switch. Boom, done. And they couldn't even do that. Couldn't resist the urge to go meddling with a beloved franchise.
Así es el capitalismo. People play games because of what they can do inside them, and your game is very good at letting them know they can't do anything. Literally anything. Wow. Una bicicleta. Hay muchas cosas que no conocemos. ¿Por qué no puedo pasar? The Serious Room 2013. What? I can't go there. I wanna go there. Wait, what? What am I supposed to do? Let me go! Let me go! Huh? Huh? I can't keep going.
These were simpler times,
Oh,
Stanley.
estaba cerrado
I
antes.
wouldn't give to go back, to have it all over again. Wait, hang on. I don't recall this part of the memory zone before. What's this? What's down here?
Oh my god. Reviews.
Oh no, oh god, no, Stanley. It's a collection of reviews from Pressurized Gas, the extremely popular online storefront for computer games. I haven't looked at these in years. I can't even imagine what's been collecting down here. Surely these reviews were glowing as well, weren't they?
Oh no, es la parte del hate. No.
Honestly, I could not be bothered to play this game to full completion. The narrator is obnoxious and
No, no le haces eso,
with his
narrador.
humor and dialogue proving to be more irritating than entertaining.
No.
Funny. I'm not trying to be funny. I'm trying to make a serious work of art. I suppose I could write up a handful of gags to insert into the Stanley Parable, but the game is already such a densely layered web of profound philosophical insights that I can't even imagine where I'd have the room to stick them.
Tranquilo, narrador. Ellos no te entienden, pero yo sí. Yo entiendo. I'm funny. Me encanta cómo habla. A mí se me hace muy gracioso.
Okay, let's see what this one says.
No, no lo hagas.
While the idea for the game is good, for someone who prefers non-linear games, this preachiness gets annoying fast. Preachy? Stanley? Preachy, am I? You can tell me if I'm preachy.
Well, you are a little preachy.
Goodness.
But I love
Actually
you
quite
this way.
shocking for me. I always, well, to be honest, I had always thought of the game's dialogue as being rather terse to begin with. You can't know how much fluff I cut from the game to get it to feel as light and airy as it... Well, I always thought it did. But maybe it wasn't. Oh dear. What an awful memory to have to hold on to. These black marks are my otherwise unimpeachable track record. I feel like a failure.
No.
Like I let these people
No.
down. Perhaps the Stanley Parable isn't quite as sterling as I always remembered.
No, narrador. Escúchame, narrador. No les hagas caso. No sabe lo que hablan. Mira, esta. Noodles Chaff. Ni siquiera ha entendido el valor de esa obra. Pero nosotros sí, ¿verdad, chat? Denle amor al narrador. Yo creo que es como que en The Memory Zone, en la zona de la memoria, estaba toda la nostalgia. La nostalgia te hace ver como si el pasado hubiese sido increíble. Mucho más bonito de lo que realmente es. Pero escondido realmente en el pasado, aunque tú no lo recuerdes, siempre están las cosas malas. Cuando tienes nostalgia de algo es como que te olvidas de las cosas malas. Y solo recuerdas esa época como la mejor época. Pero también tenía cosas malas. Por eso estaba como escondida esta parte, ¿saben?
What's this one got to say? You constantly have to stop doing anything so the narrator can catch up with his long-winded explanations of what's happening. I wish there was a skip button. A skip button? Well, yes. Yes, I think we can do that. If I'm truly too preachy, then maybe letting you skip ahead for just a moment, surely it couldn't hurt. What if it means we can strike these negative reviews from the record? Only positive reviews of the Stanley Parable. That's my motto today, and it's always been my motto. I'd do anything for the customer, Stanley. Yes, a skip button we shall have.
No, pero no tiene sentido tener un botón de skip. No les hagas caso a los haters. Tú no eres así. You have to be yourself. Not this. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, esperen un momento, chat. Un momento, chat. Estoy teniendo un problema. Wait. Que a veces como que mi monitor se apagaba y no sé por qué. Capaz estaba el cable mal acomodado. Veamos si ya está bien. Comen. ¿Qué es eso del intro? No, I don't want to skip on. That doesn't make sense. That isn't you. You have to be yourself.
And here it is. Go ahead and give it a shot.
No.
I'll pop you forward in time so that the second my incessant droning starts to bore you, with just the push of a button, you'll have zipped right past it. It's what the players have been asking for, and I'm very proud to have delivered. No more listening to me rambling on and on and on. No, 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 no. The Stanley Parable is a game for the people. And if the people want silence, then by goodness, that's what they're going to get.
The people don't know what's in.
Go ahead and make me shut up.
No, I won't.
We'll pretend that I've just begun an interminable monologue, and it goes something like this. The story and the choices, or what have you, and therefore by becoming
imita a sí
it is,
mismo.
so on and so forth, until inevitably, we all until the end of time, at which time everything all at once, so, now you see, blah 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 blah. We've eaten too much and it can't be just yet, no, no, until 245. That the logic of elimination working backwards, the deduction therefore becomes impossible to manufacture. It went on for nearly 10,000 years, until just yesterday, here and there, forward and back, and never a moment before lunchtime. It can't be. It's the only thing there is. How many billions left until so much more than forever ago? Which is why I say... the story and the choices, all what have you, and therefore by becoming it is, so on and so forth, until inevitably, we all until the end of time, at which time everything all at once, so, now you see, blah 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 blah. We've eaten too much and it can't be just yet, no,
No quiero
until
cortar.
245. That the logic of elimination working backwards, the deduction therefore becomes impossible to manufacture. It went on for nearly 10,000 years, until just yesterday, here and there, forward and back, and never a moment before lunchtime. It can't be. It's the only thing there is. How many billions left until so much more
Podemos
than
estar así toda la
forever
noche.
ago, which is why I say
Hasta que el narrador se
the
sienta
story
querido.
and the choices, or what have you,
Y
and
deja de
therefore,
hacerle
by
caso a los
becoming it is,
haters.
so on and so forth, until inevitably, we all until the end
Creo que
of
se está
time,
repitiendo,
at which
chat.
time
Voy a tener que
everything all at once,
skipearlo.
so, now you see, blah 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 blah.
Pero no quiero.
We've eaten too much and it can't be just yet. No, no, until 245. That the logic of elimination working backwards, the deduction therefore becomes impossible.
Es que
to
pusieron esas
manufacture.
reseñas
It
ahora
went
salen
on
en el
for
juego.
nearly
Es
10,000
increíble.
until just yesterday,
No
here
querrían
and there, forward
salir.
and back, and never a moment before lunchtime. It can't be. It's the only thing there is. How many billions left until so much more than forever ago? Which
Es
is
como
why
la
I
película
say,
Click.
the story
No la he
and the
visto.
choices, or what have you, and therefore by becoming it is, so on and so forth, until inevitably.
Es demasiado buena, Hanumi. Pero qué demasiado.
Now you see, blah 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 blah.
Nunca sé, es demasiado buena.
We've eaten too much and it can't be just yet. No, no.
Se puede ser poco bueno, pero no demasiado.
That the logic of elimination working backwards, the deduction therefore becomes impossible to manufacture. It went on for nearly 10,000 years, until just yesterday, here and there, forward
Ese Adam
and back,
sale,
and
pero
never a
ves
moment
que
before
lloras.
lunchtime. It can't be.
No.
It's the only
Yo
thing
lloro
there
con
is.
todo, o
How
sea
many
que
billions left
muy
until so
posiblemente
much
sí.
more than forever ago, which is why I say the story and the choices.
The story
or what
of a
have you,
man
and
named
therefore, by becoming
Stanley.
it is, so on and so forth, until inevitably, we all until the end of time, at which time everything all at once, so, now you see, blah 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 blah. We've eaten too much and it can't be just yet, no, no, until 200.
Pero es demasiado bueno para ti, para tu propio beneficio.
Therefore becomes impossible to manufacture. It went on for nearly 10,000 years, until just yesterday, here and there, forward and back, and never a moment before lunchtime.
Ok, chicos. Creo que no se va a callar.
How many billions left until so much more than forever ago?
No se
Which
va a
is why
callar
I
nunca.
say, the story and the choices,
Ok, let's go.
and therefore,
Bueno,
by
ya
becoming
que-
it is, so on and so forth, until
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Oh, you're back, you see. You were only frozen in time for a few minutes, but it was plenty of time for me to deliver a long, rambling monologue full of unnecessary verbal flourishes and lengthy ruminations on the nature of choice in video games. Of course, I happen to believe it was perhaps one of my more profound such ruminations. Not that, of course, you need a description of it, but if I had to describe it, I'd say it was perhaps less of a rumination and more of a treatise. Or maybe a manifesto. Look, I'll outline it for you very briefly. You can tell
Es
me
que no
what
se
you think.
calla.
Okay, so my theory is that any choice you've ever made is simply a series of choices made by the person who you are, or were, or will be at the time of having made said choice. That's to say, if by articulating a choice you've already made, you bring that choice into being, then by making no choice and saying nothing, are you not simply erecting in the sanctuary of time a monument to every person you've ever been, making every choice to which you've ever given your great gift of mortal and yet timeless thought? Or rather, do all of the choices you've ever made, in fact, make you more not this kind of person, and in fact do the very opposite? You see, it could in
Realmente
fact
es interesante
be
lo que
these
está
things at
diciendo.
once, that you are both making
Me está
choices
mareando.
and not making choices, and that they are both affecting you and not affecting you at the same time by virtue of the fact that you both are and are not making them. Okay, at first, I was leaning towards manifest. Well there, sport. You really did catch me rambling on a bit, didn't you?
Sí.
But that's the power of the button. The minute I start to go off on a thoughtless display of self-absorption, it's right at your fingertips to go poof, and it's all over. I can't wait to see what Cookie 9 will say about
Cookie
it.
9.
Whether they'll edit the rating of their pressurized gas review, or at least change some of the
No lo va a
wording,
hacer.
perhaps. To be honest,
Va a seguir
I
pensando
don't
lo
even know if
mismo,
one can
Cookie
change their
9.
review in the first place. I guess I should become better educated on how exact... Okay, welcome back, Stanley. I should say that the amount of time the button has been skipping through is
Pobrecito.
becoming longer and longer. That last one was, well, I want to say maybe 30, 45 minutes? It's not unendurable by any means, but it's, well, there's really only so much I can ramble on to myself about. I know, it's shocking, isn't it? But at any rate, I do suggest that we not press the button again.
¿No?
I think the skip button has been aptly
Yo
demonstrated.
creo que sí,
and we
porque
can
no hay
safely
nada más que hacer
Just-
aquí.
Wait, how do we get out of here?
Claro,
Where did the
es
door
que
go? Wasn't there a door that led into this room?
había una puerta
I do
así.
feel quite certain that there was one here before. How else would we have gotten into the room in the first place? I don't think one can enter a room without a door of some sort, or a window, or something like that. Is there a window anywhere? A
Okay, shut up.
sufficiently... Stanley, please don't push the button again. It's been 12 hours.
Pues cállate la boca.
Frozen there. I don't know why the skips are getting longer, but they're really, truly getting longer, and my God, they're... Oh, Stanley.
Ay no, pobrecito.
Oh, my goodness. I have someone to talk to again. Stanley, I
No.
think it's been a week.
La
2
planta.
weeks. I've been sitting here all that time, just sitting here, not a single person to speak with. And you'd think that that's just how it's always been, right? Me talking, and you saying nothing.
Pobrecito, ven, ¿por qué no quería pulsar el botón? Me dio mucha pena.
Doesn't that feel like what we've already been doing? Me just talking? But it isn't, Stanley. It isn't the same at all. It isn't even close. Because I know you can't hear me once you push that button. That's what I'm realizing now, Stanley. I'm realizing that I needed to know that someone was listening. I needed there to be a vessel through which my words were moving. It was the vessel I needed, Stanley. Not the outcomes, not the story. None of that matters anymore. I'll give it all up. I'll give up every branching path. I'll burn my story to the ground. One single thing I need, and God, I can see now that I need it more than anything, is to know that someone else is taking it in. These words that I'm saying, I need to know you can hear me. Because maybe, Stanley, maybe, if you can hear me, then maybe it means I'm real. Maybe I'm not just a fiction. Was I scared of that all along? Perhaps. Yes.
Aww.
Perhaps I've been scared this whole time. That if I stop speaking, I'll slip backwards into the silence and be consumed by it. I can't be taken by it, Stanley. I can't lose myself in the stretch of emptiness between you and me. When you press that button, you're still right there, but I know you're so tremendously far away. And in those moments, the emptiness folds itself outward in between the two of us, and I am suspended in its unyielding quietness. I can feel the edges of my reality curdling inward and decaying. I can tell that I am becoming less and less real. Yet to speak to you now, I am alive. I am truly and completely here. I am a being. I am someone. I am something. I am being listened to. I am being recognized. The emptiness between
Me
us
da
has
mucha
collapsed,
pena,
and I
no
feel
quiero
right
darle
now
tal.
that I am not a work of fiction. I feel as though I occupy space in this world again, and I have cast a shadow onto the wall. You see what I'm saying, don't you? You can see what this means to me. I'm so clear about it now, Stanley. I feel as certain about this as I've ever felt about anything at all. I feel renewed. I feel restored, and already I can sense the looming silence as you will press the button for the next time. What a terrible dread.
No, pero míralo. Tiene un terror inmenso que le da al botón. ¿Cómo le voy a dar al botón?
Silence together here for just a moment. Let us anticipate it. Let us welcome it. Let us not run from it.
Miren, se cayó. Can we like find an exit or something? No le quiero dar. Ahora le extraño. I am so sorry.
Oh, hello. It's you. You're here again. Welcome. I have had time to think about you and about us and about everything we've been through. I've had so much time. I stopped keeping track after a year. Have you ever sat down in one place and not moved for one entire year? Let me describe it for you.
Pobre.
To begin with, there is only regret. There is only the turning wheel of missed opportunities. I felt nothing at all but regret for the longest time, Stanley. Days.
No. No, háblame. No, se ha enfadado conmigo. Ya no me habla. Se ha enfadado, chaval. No. No. ¿De dónde viene?
But they didn't understand the game was never meant to be funny. It was meant to have a point. It was meant to speak to the human condition. But where are the
Haters never understand.
baby moaned, they screamed, they gnashed their teeth and said, entertain us. It wasn't enough. They had to
Someone
leave
played
a
this card.
pathetic little
¿Qué le
thumbs
hiciste
down
a Nami
review and make
Corazón
all
Rojo
of
Oso
their
de
pitiful
Peluche?
demands.
No!
But then, it's too much, they said. First, he didn't entertain us, now he won't shut up. It's the inconsistency, it's the lack of accountability. It's the unwillingness to examine with an uncompromising heart the words that they are speaking into the world.
Dilo.
As though there were no consequences for a lack of cohesion in one's assessment of others. But of course, absolutely anyone can leave a review.
I
So
got
here's
you.
what we get these demands that seek everything and are accountable
Yeah.
for nothing. We get a world where someone will say, oh, there should be a skip button. You should be able to freeze Stanley in place while the narrator sits there forever and ever. We want all of this in the new Stanley Parable. We demand it. And then, because it was said, because it was spoken, now it simply has to happen. The most immediate desires. Every single thing demanded by every person at every moment in time. If someone wants it, then it's a crime not to bring it into being. Have we been given to indulging every fleeting whim for no reason other than to do
Me
so?
encantan
Yes.
las revelaciones que
It
tiene.
seems that this is
Está
now the world
basadísimo.
we live in. It seems that we are a people living in such bleakness and discomfort with ourselves that our entertainment is now our lives. It has
Oh.
come to represent us. It absolutely must speak to who we are as people, because otherwise, without our entertainment, we have nothing. Without entertainment, we would have to face inward toward the cruel bleakness inside ourselves. We would turn to look at our deeper nature and find a resounding emptiness gazing back with unyielding aggression. And so because of this, we require that our amusements and our playthings and our flights of fancy be so impossibly captivating that they consume all of our attention, turn our heads completely away from the bleakness. In effect, we have demanded that our entertainment be the collapse of ourselves. What a pitiful reflection of humanity these entertainments are. What a shameful mirror to the human spirit they project. I'm not mad. I'm not mad about any of this. I'm at peace with it.
Yeah, you're
I'm
mad,
the
but it's
calm
okay.
center of gravity around which these
También defendiendo un punto.
I'm a waypoint for reasonable and
Soy
collective
esa.
discourse. They're the ones who are mad. They're the ones who couldn't stand the idea of me using my game to try to say something. Maybe they were just jealous of me.
Yeah.
Yes, of course. They've been
Son
jealous of me
iguales.
this whole time. They are mired in fear.
No sé si eso es bueno o malo,
They cannot
chaval.
help but attempt to tear me down. What a sad state of affairs. When you read these reviews now, you can see it.
Lo siento. Hi.
The end is never the end, 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 is never the end.
Qué miedo. Oh my god. Oh gosh. Se va toda la chingada. Porque el botón de skip nunca tuvo sentido to begin with, you know? So if you... Si lo añades, todo se rompe. Qué lindo, plantitas. Nunca saldré de aquí, chat. ¿Dónde están mis plantitas? No hay más plantitas. ¿Ah? What is that? ¡Qué miedo! ¡Oh! ¡No! ¿Y mi botón? ¿Cómo saldré ahora aquí? ¡Ah! Oh my god, chat. We did it! We escaped! ¿Pero dónde te lleva eso? A la nada, en absoluto. Wow. The end is never the end, is never the end. Wow, increíble. Pues a mí sí me gustó el DLC. Wow. Oh. Me llaman. ¿Es aquí? Ah, no puedo coger. ¿Por qué no? Ah, ok. Me estaba troleando.
Good morning. Thank you for contacting the Future Happiness Foundation. We are confirming your shipment of 1,327 cardboard boxes to your place of work. Can you verify that this is correct?
I don't know.
Excellent. Your order will arrive shortly. Thank you again for contacting the Future Happiness Foundation.
Future happiness? What? Okay. ¿Dónde está mi narrador? No está. Le echo de menos. Yo le quiero. ¡Oh! New content. Okay.
Oh, good. You notice my sign. Yes, I have something very exciting to show you.
A ver. Te extrañé. Adiós, Leo. Muchas gracias por todo. Ahora tocan 50 abdominales. ¿Quién lo dice? ¿Ah? No, nadie tiene esa carta.
You see, Stanley, I've been reflecting on the Stanley Parable and about how roundly disappointing this ultra-deluxe version has turned out to be. The original Stanley Parable was a landmark, and any new content for it should live up to that legacy. So forget this ultra-deluxe nonsense. I say we take it one step even further. Which is why I'm very proud to announce for the first time ever, the Stanley Parable 2.
¿Qué? What the fuck? Se está haciendo algo tarde, ¿no? Se acerca la hora de mi... Sí, realmente sí. Es que cómo juega el tiempo, Dios. Quiero pasar el juego entero. Muchas gracias por eso, Paco y yo.
Yes, you see, isn't this far superior to a measly port with a few minor additions? Think of all the new territory we'll cover with a fully fledged sequel. An entirely new experience, built from the ground up. Why, there are so many possibilities. It could go in so many different directions. This is what fans have truly been asking for.
No creo.
Calling it the Stanley Parable 2 is just so much catchier than Ultra Deluxe, don't you think? Ultra Deluxe? What does it even mean? But the Stanley Parable 2, now that's an artistic statement right there. It's future-oriented. It screams progress and innovation and long-term franchising potential.
Wow.
Now, to be clear, I haven't quite nailed down what exactly the Stanley Parable 2 is going to be, but let's take a look at some of the features I've been developing for it. I figure that if I can loosely organize a handful of interesting concepts, that surely the game will sort of naturally spring up around them. It'll all work itself out. Game development is much more of a fuzzy magic than anything scientific or logical, really.
Está demente. Expo hot too. Wow. Dios mío.
Here we are. Go on. Try out some of the new features.
Oh, okay. Merch. Chicos, saben que tengo merch a la venta y lo pueden comprar. Tengo merch a la venta. Está muy lindo, cómprelo. Okay, what is it? Hear your name in the game? What? Says the name of the player who's playing the game. But what? How do you know my
For the
name?
Stanley Parable 2, I asked myself, what do players really want? And of course, the first and most obvious answer is that they want to be individually recognized and validated as people. So with that in mind, my first addition to the game is this button which speaks the name of the person playing the game. Isn't that wonderful?
Jim.
So,
¿Qué?
I should have clarified.
Ah, okay.
Now, the button only says the name Jim. But of course, in the final game, this button will say your name. whatever
Les
you
juro que no me llamo Jim.
Let's have you role play as Jim to really simulate the full experience of this feature. Just play along. I promise you'll love it.
Okay.
Here we go. Let's take a deep breath, clear your mind, forget whoever you are, and simply become a person named Jim. I want you to imagine yourself living as Jim, sleeping and waking as Jim, falling in love and being heartbroken as Jim, seizing all of the world's possibilities as Jim, and as Jim watching your dreams crumble into dust. Do you feel it deeply? Are you really truly Jim right now? If so, then please step forward and press the button.
Okay, okay. Voy. Okay, Jim Mako. It's like...
Jim.
Yes! You see? What a thrill! What a rush! That was you! The button described you. Do it again. Do it again.
Jim.
It hits even harder this second time. If this were the only new feature in the Stanley Parable 2, it would still be worth the money. Let's take a break from the Jim button. I'm too emotionally drained from all of this personal validation. Whoa there, Carl. Sometimes a person can be too much Jim. I'm putting the Jim button away. Otherwise, soon you'll start to lose all sense of who you actually are.
Okay. Oh, ahí me abrieron. Sabía que lo harías.
I suppose I could allow only people named Jim to play the Stanley Parable. An epilogue would be fun, wouldn't it, Stanley? Yes, yes, it will go at the end of the, well, we'll figure that out later.
Okay. Mira, eres Stanley. ¿Cómo? New and easy achievement. I can't believe it's that simple. Okay. Quiero ese logro. A ver. Pull the lever, receive your new achievement. No more steps. It just works. Get yours right now.
Now, here's something special. You remember that broken test achievement that got left in the game on accident? Well, I'm developing a technology to simply give you the achievement. You see, you'll come to this lever, and when you pull it, the achievement will be given to you. It's as simple as that. Okay, perhaps I should have clarified. This is technology that will exist. Right now, the achievement is still fully broken. I'm not a wizard, Stanley, but I guarantee it will be fixed.
No, mi logro.
Hordes of ravenous fans all over
Yo
the
quería un
world
logro.
uproariously demanding this feature. Gamers, we hear you, and I promise it will happen. What else? What other exhibits haven't we seen yet?
Jump circle.
You know what? Let's bring the jump circle back for Stanley Parable 2
Why?
as well. It's... Oh, wait. You already spent all your jumps the first time we saw the jump circle.
Sí.
Oh, well. I suppose it can just be a nice decorative piece, then.
Oh, no, casi todos mis saltos. Dios mío, estoy perdida. Collectibles. Can you find them? Collect them all. I like collectibles in games.
Ah, collectibles. Now it's a real video game. In the Stanley Parable 2, you'll run around gathering up these miniature Stanley figurines. And what's truly innovative is that there will be no reward for collecting all of them. I don't want to stifle the intrinsic joy of watching a number go up. You simply collect all of them, and then you move the hell on with your unremarkable life.
Wow. Me encanta.
God, it really is the worst when you collect everything in a video game and then they give you a big fancy reward for it. Absolutely tragic.
Please no screenshots. Okay.
Okay, I'll be honest, I haven't yet decided on this one. I think that in the new version, the office could use a bit of decoration, like balloons. But I'm undecided on get well someday and happy 12th birthday. Which would you go with?
Este.
You know, sometimes when you solicit another person's opinion, it makes you realize that you knew which one you actually really wanted all along. Happy 12th birthday, step-niece, it is.
Okay. Espera, ¿dónde estaba el hoyo infinito?
Maybe I should have gone with... No. No,
Oh, what
I've
is
made
it?
my decision. We're moving on.
The baby's all grown up. What baby? I didn't see the baby yet. I don't know what you're talking about. Let me get the infinite hole. Huh? Infinity.
Stanley, here's an idea that I'm truly fond of. It's never been done before in a video game. This is in fact a hole that you can fall down forever. That's right. Infinite falling. You can fall
Well-
until the end of time if you like. A stunning leap forward for video games as a medium.
Pero luego como acabo. Se va a quedar así para siempre.
You see, isn't it wonderful? One of my more ingenious concoctions, if I do say so. Now then, since you've gotten to see the infinite hole, you can press the teleport button to pop back up to the top, and we can continue onward.
Ah, ok, menos mal.
Now, I don't mean to be a bummer, but I do recommend you use the teleport button. Great. Now, I'm very excited to show you even more of my ideas for the sequel.
Oh my god, chat. He's crazy. He's crazy. No sé qué me queda. Haz mundial de la configuración. ¿Hay algo aquí? No sé. No entendí. That's new. Ah, antes vine por aquí. You heard Jim in the game. Jim, no way. Ok, me he perdido, claramente. The Resurrence Bucket. Me gusta.
A common complaint of the Stanley Parable was that it was confusing and paradoxical, that it engendered a chaotic sense of reckless despair in those who played it. Well, I'm happy to say that after much consideration, I've engineered a clever solution to this fundamental problem with the game. It's the Stanley Parable Reassurance Bucket. You see, Stanley, anytime you're holding the bucket, a sense of calm and ease will fill your mind and your heart. It's true. As long as you hold on to the bucket, the many disorienting contradictions of the Stanley Parable will feel perfectly normal and perhaps even comforting. You may even come to long for the gentle embrace of jarring cognitive dissonance while the bucket is in your arms. And to be honest, it's a much more convenient solution for me than actually redesigning the game to be less uncomfortable. Can you imagine what a pain in the ass that would be? Yes, the bucket is the perfect solution. Come on,
Okay.
give it a try.
What?
Can you feel it?
No.
The glow of comfort, even in the face of crushing despair, must already be sweeping through your body.
No, it isn't.
Can I say that I do believe the bucket lends you an air of charisma as well? I think that just holding it has made you the slightest bit more attractive as a person.
Huh?
The benefits of the bucket seem to go on, don't they? All this and more await you in the Stanley Parable 2.
Guys, he's crazy. Ya me puedo ir con el cubo. Okay, me lo llevo.
Does anyone give out awards for most enjoyable bucket in a video game? There really should be an award if it isn't already.
Okay, creo que lo vi todo, puede ser. Exit. Let's head to the exit. Oh, wait. Salida. Por aquí.
All right. Have you seen everything you wanted to? Ready to move on now?
Ajá. Ya vimos todo el DLC. I'm not sure though. ¿Qué es eso?
So, Stanley, what do you think?
Ay.
Do you like all of the new features? Yes, I know it's not exactly
no.
clear yet how exactly these features will come together as one single coherent video game.
Well,
but
it doesn't make
I can
any
feel it in
sense.
my soul. It's going to work. There's definitely a good game in there somewhere. Say, let's do an experiment. I'll arrange these new features together, and we'll see whether or not it coheres into a meaningful gameplay experience.
What?
Okay. Are you ready? Here it is. I give you the Stanley Parable 2.
What? Is this a wall?
Well, I mean, there's potential here, right? It's sort of...
No.
Never mind. Hold on. Let me do a different arrangement. Okay, yes, this is much better. I feel good about this. Here we go. Version 2.
Huh?
Who am I kidding, Stanley? This isn't a coherent video game at all. It's a lot of gags. And I
Yeah.
do very much enjoy creating gags, but they don't add up to anything. I wanted more than anything to create a sequel that would capture all the magic of the first game. I wanted fans to love it. No matter how good these gags are, they won't stand on their own. They would need the structure and the gameplay of the original. Wait, maybe that's it. I can take the original Stanley Parable and simply, well, insert a few of my new features into it. Tastefully, of course. With respect. With care for the vision and integrity of the original game. Would it possibly work? I suppose it could. But it would need a really, really tremendous title screen. A title screen that says with bold and uncompromising conviction, "This is the Stanley Parable 2. Let me see if I can whip something up. All right, perfect. Go ahead. Take a look.
¡Hola, Albert! ¿Cómo estás? De Stanley Parable 2. Chat. ¿Qué? Oh, ok. Solo tengo 2 logros, chicos. Llevamos aquí 4 horas. No juegues a Stanley Parable durante 10 años. What? Eso es un logro. Configura todas las barras deslizantes del menú en todos los números disponibles. ¿Qué? Completa Stanley Parable en menos de 4 minutos y 22 segundos. Oh my god. 888. ¿Cómo? Haz clic en la puerta 435 veces. ¿Por qué? Juega de estar imparable durante todo un martes. ¿Quién va a hacer eso? No puedes saldar. No, en serio, desactivamos la opción. Sal del juego y vuelve a empezarlo. ¿Ah? Logro de prueba, ignóralo. ¿Qué? No entendí nada. No, Leo, que no te cierren.
This is the story of a man named Stanley.
No, le metieron el omitir.
Stanley worked for a company in a big building where...
Pero ese ya lo vimos, así que yo sí lo voy a omitir. ¡Mira los globos! Le pusieron los globos, chat.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
Oh my
Stanley
God.
decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
¡El cubo!
Stanley picked up the bucket. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
No.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Was this better than... No, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
No,
Said the bucket.
don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere
Porque
else.
yo soy el
Cargo
cubo.
lift, yes. Go there. Go to the cargo lift.
Soy el cubo, chat.
Good.
Said the bucket.
Now ride the lift all the way to the top. There's something up there I need you to do.
Stanley did not question why or how this bucket was speaking to him. It should have alarmed him, of course, because buckets can't talk. But Stanley chose not to think about this obvious fact. He was firmly convinced that the bucket had spoken to him, and he unthinkingly did whatever the bucket asked.
No. No quiero obedecer al cubo.
In here.
Said the bucket.
Go into this dark room over here.
Stanley once again obeyed blindly.
No, no quiero obedecer. ¡Oh!
But Stanley feared that any path he walked might
No
lead
sabía
to
que
the
me podía
separation
caer.
of himself and the bucket, his dearest friend. So he threw himself to his death, that they might die in one another's arms. How deeply touching.
I'm so sorry. Ok, chat, tengo un problema. Llevamos 3 horas de stream. Pero es que no quiero parar de jugar. Chat. Eso es un gran problema.
All of his co-workers were gone.
Eh,
What could it mean?
se quitaron
Stanley
las
decided to go
cajas.
to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Ah, no, va a coger el cubo.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and
I know.
Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Ay,
Stanley felt lightheaded, butterflies in
es
his
muy
stomach.
adictivo.
Eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left. Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Look, Stanley, I
Me
think perhaps
puedo
we've gotten
caer.
off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the
Los
story
globos.
has been about nothing but you all this time.
Qué
There's someone
miedo.
you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. What? Really? I
Wow.
was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why,
danger
how to convince you
everywhere.
of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance.
No! No buckets past this point. Okay. Ooh!
Now listen carefully, this is important.
Ooh.
Stanley walked
Coleccionable.
through the red door. I found one of them. One of the miniature Stanley figurines. Remember, no reward for collecting all of these, only the intrinsic pleasure of a job well done. You can't buy that sort of happiness, Stanley. God knows I've tried. So, I implore you to savor each and every moment you come across one of these beautiful figurines.
¿Qué he dicho que fui para la roja?
Aha, perhaps you misunderstood.
No, I
Stanley
didn't.
walked through the red door.
I didn't though.
I still don't think we're communicating properly. Stanley walked through the red door. All right, fine. Go ahead, Stanley. You want to know so badly what's out there? You want to find out what lies at the end of this road?
Yeah.
Well, don't let me stop you.
Ooh.
You see? There's nothing here. I haven't even finished building this section of the map because you were never supposed to be here in the first place.
Okay.
Broken rooms, exposed developer textures. Is this what you had wanted? Was it worth ruining the entire story I had written out specifically for you? Do you not think I put a lot of time into that? Okay, I did.
Sorry.
And in the end, it was all for nothing, because this is what you wanted to see. Help me here, Stanley. Help elucidate these strange and unknowable desires of yours. What would have made this game better? What did you want to see? Vehicles? Skill trees? Work with me. You've given me absolutely nothing so far. Tell you what, let me take a stab in the dark at a new design, and you can give me some feedback.
Oh.
There we go. A third option.
A
This
third
already
option?
feels leaps ahead of where we were
I have
before.
a third
Go
option.
ahead, Stanley. Take it for a spin.
Or maybe not. Ooh.
Okay, I'm going to stop you there. Now, tell me about your experience with this new version. Would you say that the game benefited from allowing you more choices? Feel free to be honest. I'm looking for some real critical feedback.
I don't know. I didn't even end the base game yet. I'm gonna give you a 3.
Oh, of course. A 3. Really? Maybe next time we can get you to form an actual opinion, you know? Any level of critical thinking or engagement with your surroundings? Does that sound good? Think we can do that? Yes?
Me tengo que ir yendo, princesa bonita. Cuídate mucho. Cuidado de no soñar con la ayuda.
Based on data from your previous
Pero es mi
playthrough,
amigo.
I've compiled a new version.
Gracias por eso,
Perfectly
fácil, man.
candid, I think I've knocked it out of the park with this one. Let's take a look.
Opa. Stanley Parable Worldwide Leaderboard. What? Huh? Oh my god. Only the worst replace the blue door. Vale.
Now, would you say that competitive leaderboard helped you feel motivated to keep walking through doors? Again, honest answers, please. Hey, I nearly forgot. I've got a prototype of a new game I've been working on, and now would be a lovely opportunity to give it some playtesting. You wouldn't mind taking a look at it, would you? Perfect. Let me boot it up.
Oh. Oh yeah.
In this game, the baby crawls left towards danger. You click the button to move him back to the right, and if he reaches the fire, you fail. It's a very
Okay.
meaningful game, all about the desperation and tedium of endlessly confronting the demands of family life. I think the art world will really take notice. But of course, the
What?
message of the game only becomes clear once you've been playing it for about 4 hours. So why
What?
don't you give it 4 hours of play to make
What?
sure it's effective? Be sure to keep notes
Wait,
on your
what?
experience.
Wait. What do you mean 4 hours? ¿Qué? Chicos, puedo usar 4 horas en stream, pero no 4 horas presionando así el botón.
You heartless bastard. Do you do it because you hate babies or purely to spite me? Because if it's the latter, well, I don't know what to do. I'm completely out of ideas. I can't think of a single thing that might improve the experience for me. I'm not even going to try. I'm out. I'm out. I'm done. It's over. Thank you for playing. Your input was extremely valuable. Oh, hey, since my game was so awful, why don't we play someone else's game? Just to ease the pain. Let's see. What do we have here? Yes. This seems like it'll work.
Me pregunto si alguien en el mundo lo habrá hecho. Seguro que sí. Hay gente pato.
Aha! Fascinating.
¿Qué es
What do you
esto?
think this game is about, Stanley? What's our backstory? What is our motivation? Well, it seems obvious to me that you are meant to play as a creepy man spying on innocent civilians below you from up high in your creep tower. Perhaps for some sort of twisted, erotic purpose. Yes, that must be it. What a fascinating venture into the experience of total mental depravity. So far, I love everything about this game, Stanley. And it seems there's even more. Come, let's venture outward and see what else is out there.
What? ¿Qué está pasando? Ah, vaya.
Oh no. No, it can't be.
¿Qué?
It is. It's an open world game. Good God, quickly, block it off.
¿Qué?
Thank goodness, Stanley. What a close call. You really wandered off into that thing. That big, open, just wandering around. No right or wrong directions. No path to follow. You can just go in any... Oh, thank heavens we avoided it. We're out of the woods now, Stanley.
Lo odia.
Okay, I'm going to get us out of here. Let's find another game. Preferably something with walls. Something with nice, big, insurmountable walls. Okay, I think this will be just the thing.
Ni siquiera sé por qué estoy jugando todavía eso, chicos.
See, this is exactly what I had in mind. Just a nice big box for you to run around in. There isn't any
Rocket
possibility
League.
that you could get lost here. Now this is game design.
What?
Stanley, if you manage to get lost in this game, I will be phenomenally impressed.
Look at this, what?
Okay, so what exactly do we do here? Let's see. There are lots of cars here in the back, but obviously there's no racetrack. Okay, I'm seeing that there's a ball of some kind back here. Is this game sports ball? Stanley, I think it's sports ball. Oh, what fun. We shall run the bases and do a touchdown together? Yes, I think surely we must. Okay, Stanley, here's the ball. Have fun.
Ooh. Okay. Okay. Watch this, chat. Woohoo! Let's go! Golazo.
Are you doing it? Are you winning?
Yay!
Is this fun? Is it better than my miserable little story that I worked so hard on?
No.
And I realize I'm not a sportsologist, but if one ball generates a certain amount of raw adrenal pleasure, then surely multiple balls makes for an even more euphoric sports experience. I'm going to try it out. Here comes another ball.
Wait.
Yes. Oh goodness, that really does feel amazing, doesn't it? Stanley, I'm like a child in a confectionery shop. I simply have to have more. I'm insatiable. More balls.
No entró. Wait. Oh my god. Toma.
Are you enjoying this, Stanley?
Not really.
Is this a real video game? Well, I sure hope you're having a good time, because guess what? It's over. That's right. Your little fun comes to an end. This is my game, and what I say goes.
No.
You get to have fun when I let you, Stanley. Besides, you need someone like me to set boundaries for you. Without rules or boundaries, video games are nothing. Yes, that's what I am. I'm structure. I'm your sense of purpose. And since you decided you didn't want to play my game, now I don't want to play with you either. So, goodbye, Stanley. I'm leaving. See how you like it when I'm not around to set the rules. Somehow, I don't think you'll enjoy it as much. But who knows? You're an inventive kid. You'll come up with something. After all, you're the one who knows best. Take care, Stanley.
No. Pero chicos, ¿ahora qué? No. Me tiro por aquí.
Hold on. What are you doing?
No sé, intentar salir adelante. Oh my god.
Stanley, don't do that. I can't follow you there. I can't help you. How will you write a story without me? You can't do it. You know that. Stanley, come back.
Oh. Oh my god. Ahí hay luz. What is this? Huh?
I wonder what he found. If what he wanted was to be the leading man in his own story, well, perhaps he's gotten it. Down in wherever he is right now. I wonder if he's happy with his choice. And if he's learned the heavy cost that comes with it. He'll understand soon what I was trying to tell him. He needs me. Someone who will wrap everything up at the end, to make sense out of the chaos and the fear and the confusion. That's who I am. That is what I mean to this world. Oh, yes. Yes, I'll be back. There's no other way. Once this ends, after it all comes to a close, then I'll be back. The end will be here soon. Very soon. I can wait.
Huh? Oh my god. Se reinició. La secuela está en pausa. ¿Por qué seguimos en la secuela? De los globos. Oh my god, chat, I don't know. I should end the stream, but I don't wanna. This is fun. Pues que es la precuela. Figure in Finders Committee meeting today in the meeting room. Ooh. Habrá figuritas en el meeting room.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Pasé del teléfono completamente. Oh. There will be a reward for finding them all? What? Trust the competition is instinct. But he said no. He said there's no reward. What? Maybe we are the collectibles. Huh? How can you tell you've spot one? What makes him float in the air? Okay. Follow clues provided by employee. 416. 416. Apunten eso, chat. 416. 416. Thank you, good luck. What? Ah, mira, están aquí. Places to search. A late room, lost boxes, stairs, something to do with stairs. Nearby a fireplace. I think we've never seen a fireplace yet. A private but smelly place for an important person. Eso es el baño del jefe. Oh my god. Gotta collect them all. Yeah, baby! We gotta do that. We gotta do that. We're gonna do that. I need all of that. El cuarto de la escoba.
Oh no, not again. I won't be part of this. I'm not going to encourage you. I'm not going to say anything at all. I'm just going to be patient and wait for you to finish whatever it is you enjoy doing so much in this room. Please take your time.
No, no va a decir nada. Así no es divertido. A ver.
Coming
Something,
to a staircase,
something.
Stanley walked upstairs to his
We
boss's office.
stairs. I don't find anyone here, maybe. Te sentís imparable. Aquí, aquí hay una. Bien.
Another miniature Stanley figurine. This, you know, there really must be a snappier name for these things. What about mini stands? Stanley figs? What about Stanlerines?
Stanlerines.
Yes, I think I like that. Another Stanlerine under your belt.
Te sentís imparable, ¿no? Money in the morning, money in the evening, money for breakfast, money, Chris. Me gusta el dinero. ¿Dónde más decía? ¿Se acuerdan? No, yo ya no me acuerdo. Oh my god. Oh my god.
The moment he entered his manager's
This
office,
is a fireplace.
Stanley froze in his tracks. Not a living soul anywhere.
Pero no hay
Could he really
fuego.
be all alone? This was too much for Stanley to take. Too much for any man to take. He fell to his knees, bursting into half moans, half sobs, the guttural retching of life from a man denied any hope, any reason to keep going. Here on the floor he lay prone, paralyzed by fear for nearly a full hour. But when at last he began to move about and survey the situation, he found a keypad behind the boss's desk. What could it mean? Was it a sign of hope for Stanley's future? Alas, it was not. For although this keypad guarded the terrible secret of Stanley's past, it had been assigned a 4-digit code. Stanley was in such a rush to get through the story as quickly as possible, he didn't even have a single minute to just let the narrator talk.
Yeah, that's right.
That kind of anxiety isn't
Gracias,
healthy.
Elane, por
So he
venir.
relaxed for a few moments with some calming New Age music.
¿Qué? But...
Feeling soothed and rejuvenated, Stanley calmly walked forward into the opened passageway.
Okay. Hace lo que quiera conmigo ese señor.
I'm going back to the name of these little Stanley figurines, and now I'm torn between Stanlerines and Figlies. What do you think, Stanley? What name better encapsulates the intrinsic sense of happiness
that you get from seeing a small number in the corner of your screen go up by 1. Let me see.
La cara de
I'm
Stanley.
sure it will come to me.
Okay. Oh my god, chat. No me acuerdo dónde estaban las otras.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Should I? Creo que aquí había más cosas que no hemos visto antes.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
Yeah.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
Shadow Dancer played this card. Bueno, por lo menos estira un poquito.
Oh my god. Dios mío, tengo agujetas por todo el cuerpo. Gracias, Shadow.
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly? No. He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never! It was unthinkable, wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world?
Pensar que hace unas semanas una escena genuina hasta ahora sonaba algo increíble. Ya es que el mundo cambia.
But here was the proof. The heart of the
Las
operation.
circunstancias de la
Controls
vida.
labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold
Look,
reality
these
of his
buttons,
past
maybe I
began
have to push
sink
it in order.
Stanley decided that this machinery would never
1,
again exert its terrible power over another human life.
2.
For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
Where's number 3? There's something there. Is that 3? 3! Hey. Okay. ¿Y la 4? Me falta el 4, el 5 está ahí. Oh no, ¿está ahí arriba? ¿Cómo se llega allí? Oh my god. Oh. Son escaleras esto. No veo. ¿Ah? ¿Ah? Está ahí. ¿Ah? What is this? Ah. Wait, how? What? Oh. Chat. Wait. How can I? No veo. Huh? Oh, wait. Dios mío. A lo mejor es otro orden. No sé. Es que está cerrado. Hay una valla, mira. No puedo. Debe haber algo que lo abra, pero no sé lo que. Es que le hizo fotos a muchas cosas. Le hizo fotos a demasiadas cosas, pero esperen. Porque no estoy segura de si debería mostrar cosas. Entonces, un momento. Hay cosas muy raras. Chat. Miren. Le hice foto a esto, que es como un 2B4. ¿What? No, sí, no tengo idea. Eso tampoco tengo idea. Eso fue raro. Y aquí no sé dónde nos quedamos, pero nunca conseguí el final de la confusión. O sea... Esto no nos ha pasado. Tipo, llegamos al quinto reinicio. El narrador se olvida de los reinicios anteriores. Sí pasó. Pero creo que luego salió el DLC. Y nos pusimos con el DLC. Y jamás continuamos esto. ¿No? No sé. Weird. Really weird, child. Pero no existe B. Entonces no creo que sean los relojes. Solo sé que no puedo llegar hasta allá arriba. Que es donde creo que está el 4. That's the problem.
And when at last he found the source of the room's power, he knew it was his duty. Oh, Stanley, you didn't just activate the controls, did you? After they kept you enslaved all these years, you go and you try to take control of the machine for yourself. Is that what you wanted?
Oh my god.
Oh, Stanley, I applaud your effort, I really do. But you need to understand, there's only so much that machine can do. You were supposed to let it go. Turn the controls off and leave. If you want to throw my story off track, you're going to have to do much better than that. I'm afraid you don't have nearly the power you think you do. For example, and I believe you'll find this pertinent, Stanley suddenly realized he had just initiated the network's emergency detonation system. In the event that this machine is activated without proper DNA identification, nuclear detonators are set to explode, eliminating the entire complex. How long until detonation then? Let's say, 2 minutes. events.
¿Qué?
Ah, now this is making things a little more fun, isn't it, Stanley?
Pero...
It's your time to shine. You are the star. It's your story now. Shape it to your heart's desires. Oh, this is much better than what I had in mind. What a shame we have so little time left to enjoy it. Mere moments until the bomb goes off. But what precious moments each one of them is. More time to talk about you, about me.
No puedo subir.
What all this
Oh my god, no me da tiempo.
I don't know where to start.
Un minuto y medio.
You'd like to know where your co-workers are? A moment of solace before you're obliterated? All right, I'm in a good mood. You're gonna die anyway. I'll tell you exactly what happened to them. I erased them. I turned off the machine. I set you free. Of course, that was merely in this instance of the story. Sometimes when I tell it, I simply let you sit there in your office forever, pushing buttons endlessly and then dying alone.
¿Qué?
Other times, I let the office sink into the ground, swallowing everyone inside, or I let it burn to a crisp. I have to say this, though, this version of events has been rather amusing. Watching you try to make sense of everything and take back the control wrested away from you, it's quite rich. I almost hate to see it go. But I'm sure whatever I come up with on the next go-around will be even better. My goodness, only 34 seconds left. But I'm enjoying this so much. You know what? To hell with it. I'm going to put some extra time on the clock, why not? These are precious additional seconds.
Oh no!
Time doesn't grow on trees.
¿Cómo era?
Oh, dear me, what's the matter, Stanley? Is it
No
that you have
me
no idea?
acuerdo. No me acuerdo del número. No me acuerdo. Laura, mi Switch 026. Oh my god. Wait, what? Wait a minute, chat. What is this? Realmente no sé por qué la apago. Solamente tengo fotos del Bonanza. No hay ningún problema. 1, 2, B4. Eso sería 1, 2, 2, 4. ¿Creen que sea eso, chat? I don't know.
Dear, where you're going or what you're supposed to be doing right now?
Ay, Dios.
Or did you just assume when you saw that timer
1,
that
2,
something
2,
in
4.
this room was capable of turning
I don't
it
know.
off? I mean, look at you. Running from button to button, screen to screen, clicking on every little thing in this room. These numbered buttons, no, these colored ones. Or maybe this big red button. Or this door.
Y yo solamente estoy tocando lo blanco.
Save me. Why do you think that, Stanley? That this video game can be beaten? Won? Solved?
Yeah.
Do you have any idea what your purpose in this place is?
No funciona.
Stanley, you're in for quite a disappointment.
No
But here's a
funciona.
spoiler for you. That timer isn't a catalyst to keep the action moving along. It's just seconds ticking away to your
Oh
death.
my god.
You're only still playing instead of watching a cutscene because I want to watch you for every moment that you're powerless. To
¡Qué
see you
malvado!
made humble.
¿Ah?
This is not a challenge. It's a tragedy. You wanted to control this world, that's fine. But I'm going to destroy it first, so you
¿Qué?
can't. Take a look at the clock, Stanley. That's 30 seconds you have left to struggle. 30 seconds
It's
until
over!
it's and then nothing. No ending.
No!
Just you being blown to pieces. Will you cling desperately to your frail life? Or will you let it go peacefully? Another choice. Make it count.
Oh my god.
It's all the same to me. All a part of the joke.
Oh my
and
god.
believe me, I will be laughing at every second of your inevitable life from the moment
Oh my
you
god.
fade in
Todd.
until the moment I say happily ever after.
Oh, wow. What the hell? Okay, chat. I'm done. No entendí nada. Ok. Seguiremos, seguiremos. Porque no entendí una wea. ¿Ah? Oh, Leo, qué lindo. Uf. Vale. Son las 2:30. Debo dormir. Pero wow. Es que me tiene muy enganchada este juego. Necesito como saber todo, ver todas las opciones. Pero parece como si fueran infinitas. Dios mío. Ah. Sí, no sé, estoy muy enganchada. Me da pena tener que parar, pero llevo como 3 horas y media. Juegazo. Anamina el Riculín está en directo. ¡Ah! ¡Le hacemos raid! Vamos a hacerle el raid al Riculín. Espérense. Tan, 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 tan. Tan, 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 ¡hey! ¿Saben? Aquí está jugando el chico. Pone Retro Day. Tiene sus propios retro Hanami. Tiene Retro Ricolín. Oh my god. Retro Day. He's just like me. Muchas gracias por venir, chicos. Gracias por venir a ver a Sally. Qué loco. Me dejó muy rayada. Es un juegazo, Dios mío. Quiero pasarme todos los finales. Ya, vamos a hacerle raid. Pasen a saludarle. Nos vemos mañana nosotros. Hay stream de ASMR con el 3 tío. Igual que el de la semana pasada. Así que vengan. Vamos a relajarnos en dominguito. Gracias por todo, chicos. Hasta mañana. Bye bye.